No, wait 2 months. And March will be over. Yeah, April 1st they will be open back again. That's after February, March. Terabyte. Yeah, that's 1 terabyte. That's 2 terabyte. Oh yeah, it is 2 terabyte. HDD. Best Buy. Yeah, I gotta go Target. I'll tell mommy about that. That's PlayStation external hard drive.
Hey, you got both of us here. I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but we saw a flyer at the grocery store that said you're coming to town for a show.
We'd really like to come see what you do, Denver, and maybe it'd be our chance to put everything that happened behind us.
We don't want to make a scene or anything, so if we don't hear back from you, we won't come.
Screw that. I'm going either way, Frank.
Honey, we can't do that. Maybe he wants his space.
But giving him his space while we thought he was at school is what got us into the situation to begin with. We should have been watching that kid like a hawk.
How do I delete the message? Damn it! Anyway, if you want to see us at the show, call us back, son.
Or don't. I'm coming either way.
Hey, bro. Good matchup there tonight. Just wanted to let you know that I think you and your friend made the right call not signing with Baron. In the long run, it's going to save you a lot of headaches and money. Oh, speaking of saving money, I just happen to be selling 2 slightly used jet skis for a price that will knock your socks off. Which is perfect, because who wears socks when they're on a jet ski? Anyway, let me know if you're in, and I'll even deliver them to you, no extra cost. On a trailer. Not like I'd show up driving them on the water. I mean, unless you live near a dock, then maybe I could do that. You know what? We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, one more thing. I just started a podcast with Buzz. You know, my super successful WWE superstar best friend. Anyway, you can check out the pod while you're working out your bod. That's a catchphrase for the show that we've been workshopping. Honestly, I think we nailed it. Let me know about the personal watercrafts. Later.
Well, we never heard back from you about coming to your show, so I think we got the message loud and clear that you don't want us around. Or at least I did.
Yeah.
I had to practically restrain your mother from going down to the high school. Anyway, if space was what you wanted, well, you got it. We won't bother you anymore. But the door will always be open if you want to work things out. And I hope that happens. So, bye for now and good luck.
No, that's after 2 months. Cancel. Oh yeah.
Gord Wilson here, welcoming you back to Calgary Musings, your guide to living in the Stampede City. You know, it's that time of year where I like to remind everyone that in just a couple of short months, winter will be back. So while you're out enjoying the end of summer, keep in mind that pretty soon you'll be trading in tank tops for toques and sandals for skates. My point is, it's never too early to take inventory of last season's winter gear and make sure everything is ready to go before the first blast of cold air hits. Like I always say, you don't want to be caught with your snow pants down. One thing that isn't seasonal, however, is Calgary's love for professional wrestling. Which brings us to our sponsor for today's show, Riley Flash's Wrestling Academy. Let's hear from the man himself.
Hi, I'm Riley Flash. You may know me from WWE television when I carried the Macho Man's fancy chair to the ring, or the time Papa Shango set my feet on fire. Nowadays, I'm helping mold the superstars of tomorrow. So if you think you have what it takes to step in the ring, come on down to Riley Flash's Wrestling Academy. And for a limited time, if you mention this ad, your first training session is completely free, other than a one-time non-refundable initiation fee. So if you think you have what it takes, then give me a ring, and I'll see you in the ring. Riley Flash is not affiliated with WWE in any way whatsoever. All sales final.
Welcome back to Women Who Fight, where we cover everything from the world of women's professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. I'm your host, Robin Ray, along with my good friend and MMA junkie, Kit Lasco.
Hey.
So, Kit, I know you've been dying to talk about the Ronda Rousey situation, so have at it.
Well, look, everyone has already broken down Ronda's title loss to death, so I don't think there's any need to cover that, okay? But what I do want to talk about is who's next. Assuming Ronda is going to be out a while, who's the next big thing to come along in MMA and take over the division like Ronda did?
Oh, well, I was prepared to discuss upcoming opponents for Charlotte's Divas Championship, so don't ask me.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll just hit you with one name to remember. Brooklyn Von Braun.
Okay.
She was a state champion wrestler in high school who has recently made the transition to MMA, and she looked absolutely dominant in her first couple fights.
Brooklyn Von Braun.
Von Braun.
Von Braun. All right, got it. All right, so can we talk about Charlotte now?
Dude, we only spent like 10 seconds talking MMA. WWE always gets the majority of the show. What's up?
Well, it is my studio.
It's your parents' basement.
Yeah, that's been converted into a professional podcast studio.
Your mom brings us oatmeal cookies and lemonade.
Okay, do you not want her to do that?
No, I'm just saying we should be balanced with our coverage.
As always, Women Who Fight also applies to your two hosts. All right, let's just take a break and sort this out.
Yeah, whatever. Fine. I think I just heard the timer go off on the cookies anyway. They smell really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2:35. This is 2:35.
Gord Wilson here, welcoming you back to Calgary Musings, your guide to living in the Stampede City. I want to update everyone on this past weekend's Winterfest, which was a huge success. Sure, there was a slight malfunction with some folks being stuck on the Ferris wheel, but really, isn't that just free bonus ride time? And most importantly, there were no wild moose attacks this time around. One of the highlights of the weekend was the wrestling matches put on by our loyal sponsor, Riley Flash. The standouts included his student Red, who in her debut match defeated Peyton Royce from NXT. But I think my favorite part of the night was when this guy Trey, another one of Riley's students, got his tongue stuck on one of the metal barricades at ringside. Luckily, a fan with some hot cocoa helped him out. But man, talk about a sticky situation. Am I right? Anyway, while we're on the subject of wrestling and Riley Flash, let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Riley Flash. You may know me from WWE television when I carried the Macho Man's fancy chair to the ring, or the time Papa Shango set my feet on fire. Nowadays, I'm helping mold the superstars of tomorrow. So if you think you have what it takes to step in the ring, come on down to Riley Flash's Wrestling Academy. And for a limited time, if you mention this ad, your first training session is completely free, other than a one-time non-refundable initiation fee. So if you think you have what it takes, then give me a ring, and I'll see you in the ring. Riley Flash is not affiliated with WWE in any way whatsoever. All sales final.
Welcome to another edition of Women Who Fight, where we cover everything from the world of women's professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. As always, I'm your host, Robin Ray, along with my good friend and MMA junkie, Kit Lasco.
Do you have to say junkie? It sounds like I need to attend a meeting.
Oh, come on, it's just a figure of speech.
Okay, so figure out something else to say.
Okay, fine. Well, I was going to discuss the huge announcement of the new SmackDown Live Women's Championship by GM Daniel Bryan, but since it seems like you're all fired up today, let's start with some MMA talk. What do you got?
How about MMA aficionado? Or pundit? That sounds fancy.
I'd prefer not to spend any more time on your show intro.
Okay, whatever. What I'd like to pundit on is MMA phenom, the American hero, Brooklyn Von Braun, who just dominated her most recent fight to advance her record to 5-0.
Ooh, American hero, huh? Well, I guess she thinks pretty highly of herself.
Well, she's certainly confident, yeah. But the thing is, she can back it up.
Okay.
You remember, I mentioned her last year when she first debuted, and I'm calling it again now. She is going to be a megastar in MMA.
Well, speaking of megastars, let's talk about my prediction on who will win the six-pack challenge to be crowned the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I'm going with Becky Lynch. I feel like she's ready to become the cornerstone of SmackDown Live and maybe even WWE.
Look, I appreciate your enthusiasm and also all the progress that the women have made, but cornerstone of WWE? I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see that happening.
Well, I have a good feeling about this, even though I'm not a pundit.
No, you're not.
No, that's not going to fit.
Welcome to another edition of Women Who Fight, where we cover everything from the world of women's professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. As always, I'm your host, Robin Ray, along with my good friend and MMA pundit, Kit Lasco.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Robin.
You're so welcome. Okay, the main topic I'd like to discuss today is the upcoming third annual Mae Young Classic tournament. We're only a couple months away, so the participants should be announced soon, right?
Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter who's in it, because mark my word, Rhea Ripley is going to win the whole thing this year.
Okay, didn't you say that last year?
I don't recall.
Well, nonetheless, in 2018, Rhea lost in the semifinals to Io Shirai, who then went on to be defeated by Toni Storm in the finals. So if anything, shouldn't Shirai be the favorite?
Well, I guess if you're painting by numbers, I mean...
What? Painting by numbers?
Yeah.
It's all speculation at this point. We don't even know who's in the field yet. There could be some dark horse who comes out of nowhere to win the whole thing, but as of right now, I can only go off what we do know.
And if you actually think about who's driven to win this thing, and who has all the tools to do it, it's Rhea Ripley.
Okay, then please provide some evidence to support that statement.
Pundits don't need evidence.
I can tell this is going to be another one of those shows.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 is PS4 Sims. You need to install 100 of our favorite games. You need to take this out. Yeah, you need to take this out. You gotta go Game Shop. Tell mom you gotta go Game Shop. Yeah, you gotta take this out. That's too terrifying.
Welcome back to the inaugural episode of the Buzz and Cole Show. I'm one of your hosts, WWE superstar Buzz, and I believe we have my co-host on the line now, Cole, are you there? Did we figure out our technical difficulties?
Yeah, I'm here, and that's still a working title for the show, right? Because I feel like we can do a lot better. Did you get my email with the list of names I came up with?
Yeah, I did. I figured we'd discuss them off the air.
And let's hash it out now. Oh, that's a good one. Hashing it out. Could maybe even get some kind of hash brown sponsorship.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. What else you got?
Bro by bro. Get it? It's like the expression blow by blow, which is like a detailed account of an event, but I replaced blow with bro because we're bros.
Like I said, happy to discuss this off the air.
Come on, we're on a roll.
Are we?
Okay. How about the Sodcast?
Check.
I don't get it.
It's another opportunity for sponsorship from the sod industry.
I kind of figured we'd cover our careers and wrestling in general. So, with a name like that, wouldn't we have to talk about sod?
Yeah, sometimes. But we'd work it in organically.
Ugh.
Like how sod is made of organic matter?
Uh-huh.
See? It's that easy.
You know what? Let's worry about this later. Okay, where are you right now anyway?
And just getting to an indie show in a strip mall. We couldn't run here a few months ago because it was being used as a Halloween store. And not all of us can be living the glamorous WWE lifestyle, you know?
Hey, it's not always glamorous, okay? On my last flight, I sat next to Rowan, and he insisted on clipping his toenails. I'm pretty sure one flew into my hummus, and I ate it.
So they just left all this cool stuff here? There's gotta be like 200 sets of fake vampires in. Oh, it's those hilarious dogs you can stick out the car truck.
Cole, are you there?
Oh yeah, sorry. There's just a ton of stuff left over from when it was a Halloween store. Hey, can we pick this up later? And we'll just edit in like a hash brown or sod commercial here and no difference. Yeah, see ya.
They said do a podcast. It'll be fun. You'll love it. We'll be back at some point.
Welcome back to a special live edition of Women Who Fight, recapping everything we just saw at Evolution, where Red completed her improbable run by defeating Rhea Ripley to win the Mae Young Classic. Kid, I seem to remember you being pretty confident that Rhea Ripley was going to win the whole thing.
I also seem to remember you thinking Io Shirai was going to win it. At least my predicted winner made it to the finals.
Okay, so we were both wrong. Okay, but let's talk about what this means for Red going forward.
Okay.
The Mae Young Trophy's nice, but you have to assume the even bigger prize she earned tonight was a WWE contract.
Well, yeah, more specifically an NXT contract. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an announcement regarding that very soon.
Based on the success of previous winners, Kairi Sane and Toni Storm, I don't think it's crazy to think that Red could capture championship gold in the very near future.
Whoa, take it easy there. She doesn't even have a deal yet as far as we know. And besides, didn't you learn your lesson on wrongly predicting the winner of the Mae Young Classic?
I'm just saying, Kairi Sane won the NXT Women's Championship less than a year after winning the first Mae Young Classic, and then Toni Storm won the NXT UK Women's Championship only a few months after she won last year's Mae Young. There is data to back this up.
Okay, but just because it happened for those women doesn't mean it will happen for Red. Well, I think you're getting way ahead of yourself.
Okay, we'll revisit this at a later date and see if I was right. Until then, let's get back to discussing an amazing show.